Hello, this is Nina from the Happy Hippie Intuitive, and I'm here to show you my spooky, dark Halloween decks. These are the Oracle decks that I have. So I've already made a video with all the tarot cards, so you can find that on my YouTube channel, but this today is going to be about Oracle decks that I have that are kind of related to the darkness, to Halloween, to Dia de los Muertos, you know, those kind of things. A little bit witchy-woo. So if that's something that you are interested in, then grab yourself a cup of coffee or something and I'll, you know, have a little show and tell together today. Okay, so let's start. I'm just going to remove, let's start with a typical one here. Let's start with the Halloween deck. Okay. I have many more than what I showed in the beginning here, but let's start with this one. Okay, so the Halloween Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. So let us look at it. It's got a good guidebook, like so, with pictures in it, which I love. And then it's the cards. Just going to take it out of the box. There might have been some insert there, I'm not sure, but I tend to take those out. Anyways, so this is the back. It's glossy, kind of fun back. And these are the images. So I'm just going to go through them. Just need some water, just a second. I forget to drink water. I'm too bad at that. Anyway, so these are the images. So maybe put it someplace else so you can actually, don't disturb the light here. There. Yep, so these are the images. So I really, really love this deck. It's your typical Halloween deck. I think this is the deck that most people actually have. Maybe together with the Samhain Seasons of the Witch, but that one I've actually given away. I don't have that anymore. I do have the Yule version though, but not the Samhain Halloween version. But anyways, but other than that, I think this is very much a deck that many people have, and it's become very popular. But I still wanted to show you, in case you haven't seen it and were wondering about it, then here it is. So really, really love this deck. Use it for the beginning of a reading, the end of a reading, draw just one card, you know. And there's a message here, or there's a message also further in the guidebook. So plain and simple Oracle deck, if you will, but meant for Halloween. So that's the first one today. The Halloween Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. There you go. Okay, so the next one is one that I feel many people also know about. This is the Everyday Witch Oracle. Now, this is by Deborah Blake and art by Elizabeth Alba, and they have also made a Everyday Witch Tarot, which I showed in the other video with the tarot cards. But this is the Oracle deck. So it's the same kind of style that the tarot cards have, so it's very fun to use the tarot and the oracle cards together. So Everyday Witch Oracle, the guidebook is quite good, but it doesn't have any pictures in it, but it's a lot of information on each card, so that's good. Now, this is also glossy. This is the back, very similar to the tarot. Now, these are the images. I love these images. They are just gorgeous. Love the color palette. I love the art in this. As some of you know, I have started painting with watercolor some years ago, and so I'm still learning, but you know, so I kind of now know what it takes to make something like this, and so that's why I'm very into giving praise to the artist very often in the decks, because I know how much work is behind each and every card here. So I love these images. I think they're whimsical, fun. It's witchy-woo, you know, very much that theme, but it's in a sweet way. So, and I use this deck all year round, of course, not just for Halloween, but it was witchy-woo enough to make it into my show and tell of the Halloween cards this year. So there you go. There it is. That is the Everyday Witch Oracle. Go in there. There you go. Okay. Now for the next one. This is also kind of a witchy woo deck. It's called Believe in Your Own Magic by Amanda Lovelace. Artwork by Janina Medeiros. Now, these two have also started up on making a tarot deck, which I believe is going to come out this fall. I believe it's going to be called the Cozy Witch Tarot, if I'm not mistaken. Look out for that. So, but this is their Oracle deck. Now, this is their guidebook. Quite a good guidebook. To the point information with the picture, which I love. And these are the cards. So, good cardstock. It's matte. Beautiful back, I think. And these are the images. Now, these images and these cards are very inclusive of all genders, all ages, all colors, all religions, all physical, you know, yeah. I don't know what else to say. They have just included everybody in this, and I just love that. So here it is. This is the beautiful, beautiful deck. It's beautiful artwork, straight to the point message. Also a lot to read in the card. Yeah, shapes of body was what I was going to say. All the different shapes of body has been included here as well. Now, so I really, really love this deck. It's modern, it's whimsical, it's fun, it's beautiful. The colors are beautiful, the artwork is beautiful. It's very well done, I have to say, this deck. So this is also one of my absolute favorite decks. One might argue that it maybe is not that spooky, but it is kind of a witchy woo magic thing here. So that's why it has been included in my Halloween spooky show and tell this year. And it's because it's kind of the witchy theme that goes through here, as you can see. So a little bit of witchy woo, a little bit of skulls, you know, that's kind of feel to many of the cards. So for me, that's enough. So yeah, it's really, really beautiful, this deck. I love, love, love it. It's got dragons in here too. So there you go. So that is the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck that I said. You know, anything that has to do with magic or darkness or those witchy woo things will be in this show and tell today. So that's the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck. Let's move on to the Earthly Souls and Spirit Oracle. Now, this box is from when it was an indie deck. So I bought it back when it was an indie deck. But they from that time, Terry Foss, was made by Terry Foss and Sarah Robinson. But since then, Terry Foss has gone out and she has made cooperation with US Games. And so they have come out with a mass production. So the thing is that the images are the same, but she has swapped around the meanings of them a little bit for the newer version. So they're not exactly the same. I'm going to show you the original, okay? Now, this one you can get in US Game System. You know, it looks like this. And the only difference, I believe it is in the cards, is that the back, the colors of the back is opposite and they are matte, okay? So that's matte and that's those colors. Now the original is those colors, you see, so it's kind of just swapped the, and this is glossy and this is matte. So, okay, or semi-matte, I would say this one is. So, and the cards, the newer cards is a little bit bigger, but that's the only difference, okay? But I will show you the original, and then you can decide which one you want. I love them both. So anyway, so these are the images. So beautiful, beautiful images. This is also the artwork here is just insane. It's Terry Foss herself who's made this artwork, and I just love the artwork here. I know how much time has gone into each and every one of these images or artworks here, rather. So it is, you know, both the decks has an image and one word, okay? And the rest you can read in the guidebook. I mean, the guidebook here for the original is not that big. It's just 1 or 2, 3 words actually on each card. But of course, in the newer version, you have a proper guidebook with a lot more information, as you can see, okay? So just as you, so you know that if you get the original, if she has any more of those even, then it would just be some words, okay? But anyways, let's look at it. So beautiful, beautiful deck. I just love this. The images are just so gorgeous, and the colors and the feel of them, you know, and everyone is witchy woo, of course, pumpkin, witch, black cat, you know, that kind of theme going through this entire deck, and of course the moon. So this definitely deserved its spot in my show and tell today of Halloween decks. Don't you think? So yeah, beautiful, beautiful oracle deck, this one. There's just not much more to say. It's for me, it's a must-have. That's why I went ahead and bought it when it was back when it was an indie, because it was just too beautiful to pass up. So of course the indie deck is more expensive than the mass production. But if you want the glossy version with the white back, then you have to go for the indie. So yeah, that's the Earthly Souls and Spirit Oracle. Just so beautiful. I can flip through just a couple of these ones as well for you, since we have the time. As I said, really good guidebook here. And this is the back, good card stock. And these are, you know, semi-matte, as I said here, but the same, I believe it is more or less the same images as she had here in the other. Oh, that one might be new. So, or maybe I have to go through it, sorry. Okay, I'll flip through this one too. I know you want me to, so let's do it. Okay, let's flip through this one too, because I all of a sudden realized that there is a couple of images that are new. So I guess that's why she changed around some of the words. So this is the mass production one. And the cards are a little bit bigger. Yeah, this I believe was a new one. Oh, I just love these images. Aren't they just gorgeous? She is such a good artist. Oh, really, really good. And it takes a lot of time to make all these little tiny details, I can tell you that. Have to be patient. It's a patience game, being an artist. Unless you are somewhat of an abstract painter. Yeah, these are just so beautiful. I just love these cards so much. Yeah. So that's that. That is the new mass production version of the Earthly Souls and Spirit Moon Oracle. Oh yeah, so I see that there are actually two different names also. This is the Earthly Soul and Spirit Oracle. This is the Earthly Soul Spirit's Moon Oracle. So, but as you could see, it's more or less the same deck. Okay, so that's that. Now, let us move into this one. Now, this is called the Magickal Spellcards. Now, people might say that this is not a Halloween deck. And yeah, I kind of agree. But then again, I wanted to also show you decks that kind of has to do with the magic, the spell, you know, that kind of thing. And since these are called Magickal Spellcards, I figured let's show them anyways. So, this is the book. Quite good book. Lots of information here. Now these are the cards, and I agree they're not very spooky in the back here, but the fun thing here is that there's different backs, okay? There is different images on the back. There's 4 different images, or 5, I think, total. But anyways, these are the cards. And yes, they're not very spooky, but they are kind of spell cards, and that's why I wanted to show them to you. So there is kind of a spell that is on the bottom here. There is a message, main message, and then there is a spell that is underneath here. And the images are kind of old-fashioned, sometimes a little bit into the spooky. Yeah, I don't know what to say there. The old magician kind of world, if you will. So that's why I just wanted to include them real quick. I'm not going to spend much time with them, but just to show you that the you can kind of push the magic spell, you know, a little bit outside the box when it comes to Halloween decks. It all doesn't have to be very dark, very spooky, you know. It's spells and magic kind of spills over into the everyday as well. So that's what I wanted to just show you with this Magickal spell cards here. Okay, very quick Magickal spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Okay, very popular deck, by the way, that people use all year round. So yeah, so that's that. Okay, now let's go to another kind of, yeah, is this really a Halloween deck? Maybe. Spell casting. So again, with the spell thing, okay, oracle decks. So let's look at it. Now, another reason why I picked this is because of the back, okay? Because the back is kind of, you know, it's a little bit of fall colors. It's the pentagram. It's a little bit of spookiness, I guess. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to include this. Now, this is more or less a normal deck. Yes. But as I said, it's called spellcasting, and it is, with that back, at least a good option for when you do a pick a card, you know, to use this deck in the month of October, I feel. Okay, so that's why I included this deck today. I know it's not very spooky, but yeah, there you go. Okay, just wanted to, this is a little spooky. So I just wanted to show you this deck. It's a little bit black cat witchy here and there. Don't you agree? Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, just quick and easy. Wanted to show you that as well. That it is possible to choose a deck that is because of the back, you know, and because it's a spell casting oracle. So there you go. That is the spellcasting oracle cards. Okay, so let's get over to some more witchy woo stuff. Now, this one is called the Chronicles of Destiny Fortune cards. So this is fortune telling cards and kind of that genre and feel. Now, this is a really, really good guidebook. It has a lot of information, as you can see, a colored picture of each card, which I love. So very good. And then these are the cards. So let me see if I can get them out. I have to do like this, I think. And so let's see. Now the back of this deck is also very cool. Very spooky looking deck. On the back it's gilded. Very beautiful. And these are the cards. And the cards are kind of dark. And that's why I wanted to show this as a Halloween deck. So the thing with this is that it only has one either name to it or a word down here, and not always are you able to interpret what that means. So you need the guidebook, or you need to get into just the images here. But the images are beautiful. They're kind of dark, magic, spooky, ghost, fortune teller kind of feel to them. Yeah, I truly love this deck. I think it's really cool, very different. I have not seen anybody else use this deck, actually. So I thought that it would be interesting to show this to you. And I feel that the feeling of this deck is kind of spooky to me. So that's why I wanted to include it. Yeah. Really beautiful images, really exciting, I have to say, for me. It looks like Madonna to me, doesn't it? Anyways, yeah, not much more to say about it. It's just, I just like it. Something about it, something spooky, something, you know, that old-fashioned fortune teller kind of cards. And I love that, so pretty cool. And some of them are pretty spooky. Pretty Halloweeny. Yeah, so that's that. That I use very often around this time. Very special box as well, very special guidebook. So the Chronicles of Destiny Fortune cards by Josephine Ellershaw and Emily Ellershaw, artwork by Claudia McKinney. And I believe this is, yeah, you have to go to schifferbooks.com to get this one, I believe. Or maybe it's mass production, I don't know. But anyways, Google it. Okay. Now, okay, so let's go to this. Witch's Kitchen Oracle Cards by Barbara Mailke, John Free, and Flavia Kate Peters. Illustrations by Richard Crooks. Now, I did have some other deck that I believe was something cats or something by the same authors, and then it was a pentagram on the back, but I gave that away, I believe. But anyways, this is a Witch's Kitchen. Good guidebook, good information. So here you have the cauldron, you know, that's so cool. Glossy, good cardstock, it's gilded. Really beautiful cards, I have to say. And this is, of course, about when the witch brews in the kitchen, and really, really fun. And there's lots of, you know, there's a black cat in the back. There's lots of details in each and every picture. And they show, you know, like here, blackberry, chamomile, basil, and then a word underneath. So it is the food product, and then there is a word. And then, of course, you can read a lot into the image itself. So let's flip through it. I think I'm going to just, zoom in a little bit on this one because there's so much detail in each card. So let's do that so that you can see a little bit more on the images here. So there is, of course, information about each herb or berry or whatever they have used in the guidebook, okay? So also this is a way to learn a little bit more about the different herbs or things that witches use in the kitchen. So that's fun also. Yeah, it's very different. This is so different from a lot of stuff that I've seen before. So I really just love this deck. It's fun. And the back is just so witchy-woo. It's so Halloween-y for me. I just love that. So this is what the witch brews in the kitchen, people. Really fun and beautiful. I mean, very well done, the imagery here as well. Or artistry, if you will. Which I believe is done on the computer, but still beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is so fun. So fun. Yeah, okay, so that's that. Let's zoom out a little bit again. That was the Witch's Kitchen. Get in there. Okay. Yep, that was the Witch's Kitchen Oracle cards. So now we have come to the last one, and that is Antiquities of Magic Oracle. Volume 1, Traditional Tarot Symbols. So this is you have to, I think you can get this on mass production, but it says at least here, the website of the developer. So this is a very good guidebook. Lots of information here, and you can also write down your own thoughts of each card here, because you can interpret them, of course, the way you want to. But here they have, of course, given some information about the history of the symbol, the oracle message that they have gotten, and you know, some you know, about sorry, I'm blabbering. The connection to the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot. Okay, so that's also very interesting about this deck. So these cards are small, very small, but so fun and beautiful. Now look at that back. Isn't that just gorgeous? And it's edged in black. Now, these are maybe not very spooky, but for me it's very much about the feel and the back, and it's edged in black, and it's magic, and it's called the Antiquities of Magic, you know, and it's also kind of related to the tarot in that way. So that's why I wanted these included in my show and tell today. So let us zoom in on this deck. there you go. These are beautiful, beautiful images, I think. And it's just a feeling of, you know, burnt on the edges, kind of old magic cards. So that's kind of why I feel like these are cards I use as extra cards very much around this time. So let's look at this. I think it's just so beautiful images. And of course you can read what they have interpreted as, but very often I interpret it and I just go with my feeling on each card when I use these cards myself. But, you know, that's up to you how you want to use them. But I just love these cards. They are really, really beautiful. Very fun as an extra card in the reading for me. You can also, of course, draw. I've done that a couple of times as well. Draw 3 to have it in the beginning of a reading. So that can also be a way of using them, or just pulling one card and reading the guidebook. I mean, use them as you will. But yeah, I really, really like this deck here. A kind of old magic kind of feel to it, if you know what I mean with that. Yep, that's it. Okay, so I believe that was it, was it not? Let me just double check around me to see if there was any more decks that needed to be shown today. Well, I can show you 2 mini decks that I have that I use kind of as extra cards. And 2 of them are kind of, or actually maybe 3 of them. Let's see here. Yeah. These 3 are kind of a little bit of a witchy woo, if you will. You have the Whispering Woods as extra mini cards, which is kind of into the woods kind of card. But this is just, you know, they don't have any spooky images more than just this kind of back. And there's a message on each and every one. So those can be mini cards being used around this time, simply because the image here kind of fits with the a little bit of witchy woo and a little bit of this time of year. So that's one. The Whispering Woods cards by Jessica Leigh. And then we have the Moon Magic cards by Stacey DeMarco. And that has beautiful different moon images on the back, which is kind of, you know, this time of year, witchy woo kind of thing. Yeah, there's a little bit of witchy woo here on these images. But on the back it's just a message, okay? But that's also mini cards that I use. So that is the Moon Magic. And then we have WishCraft. The Magic Starts Here by Stacey DeMarco. So this is more about, you know, spells or witch or wishcraft, yeah. So here you have beautiful images on the back, but they're not very spooky. Well, some of them might be, but not all of them. And on the back you kind of have that sparkly, wishful, witchy woo kind of thing, you know, and then a message. So those are also cards that I use at the end of a reading very often. So that was kind of it. This is the WishCraft by Stacey DeMarco. So that's it, people. I hope that you appreciated this little show and tell. I hope that this gave you a little bit of fun inspiration for maybe decks that you can buy or look into. I hope it gave you some ideas today, and I hope you liked this show and tell. And yeah, that's pretty much all I had for today. Wishing you a beautiful day wherever you are in the world. Until the next time I see you.